starters for Brooklyn. Porter and Clowney up in the forward spots. Torrey is out there with Powell. And it's Claxton in at the 5 spot. And for the Kings, we've got DeRozan. Also, Achua out there. It's Clifford at the 2 spot. I think we can officially say at GA the playoffs are looming in the not-too-distant future.
Yeah, and for most teams out there, there's still plenty of work to do. It's not just about qualifying for the postseason. It's about getting a good seed as well.
Now here's DeRozan. Six to shoot. The Kings need to get off a shot here. Here's Westbrook. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assist. Westbrook's got the game going with his first points of the game for Sacramento. And here is Powell. Pass to Porter. Nets passing it around. Here's Torrey from outside the arc. And Clowney can't get it to go. Here's Clifford. And now just over a minute played here in the first. And it's DeRozan missing. Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a loss to the 76ers. Pass to Torrey. Porter in the corner. Launches a 3. Drains the 3-pointer.
Elite from the corner. Porter Jr. shoots a much better percentage from this spot.
And here's DeRozan. Outside Westbrook. A 3-pointer, no good. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Pass to Clowney. Now Claxton. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Now Powell. Claxton with it. Porter outside. And again, it's Brooklyn with a 3.
And a smooth shooting stroke off the catch. Porter clearly excels in those situations.
DeRozan scanning the floor. Pass to Clifford. Outside DeRozan. Over Porter. Again, the miss by the Kings.
Boy, he looks and will take that shot every time. Just won't go.
Into his mid-30s, the veteran DeMar DeRozan holding up well, Greg.
And such a consistent presence for his team. DeMar plays at his own speed, and he has mastered the art of the mid-range.
To the middle, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
At his speed, Westbrook somehow still able to scan the floor and find his guys. That's nice.
And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
The Kings have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Outside DeRozan. The 19-footer is on the money. And it's all knotted up.
Now, DeMar DeRozan will 2-point you to death, folks. He has made his living in the mid-range area.
Pass to Clowney. Outside Porter. Here's Clowney. Covered by Achua. Claxton a screen on Westbrook. Here's Torrey. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. The Kings have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Left side Westbrook. Shoots over Torrey. A miss that time. Would have put him up. Pass to Claxton. To the paint. Now here's Porter. It's Claxton high post. Back to Porter. Over to the wing. Here's Torrey. over Westbrook. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Last outing for Sacramento, they won that game against the Jazz. Here's Clifford. Still yet to score. Achua. And that one, no good to start him off on the night. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Pass to Claxton. They swipe it. Inside. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Kings.
And guys, I love the movement. Doing a great job of just getting the ball on a string, creating some opportunities.
Yeah, they've also been alert and active on the defensive end, creating turnovers and turning those into points on the offensive end.
Hey, Greg, they dropped the interim tag for Doug Christie as he's now the permanent head coach of the Kings.
Well, we'll have to see how permanent that is. The fifth head coach in the last 7 years, that seat is always hot in Sacramento.
Nets trail by 3. Here's Traore. Nothing on the board. Down low. Pass to Claxton. The Nets working the ball around now. 5 on the clock. Gets the three-pointer to fall. And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for Sacramento. Here's Clifford. Back to Westbrook. And here's DeRozan. There's a screen by Achua. Pass to Clifford. Outside DeRozan. Shot clock at 6. Shoots over Traore. DeRozan's shot is off.
Boy, not his best quarter. He's trying to break through.
Here's Traore. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game, so they take the lead. Porter's got 12 points in the game.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
And I think the defender knows once he gets cooking, look out. The bucket looks awfully big to him right now.
There's a screen by Achua. Here's Westbrook. And he drops it in from the low post.
Absolutely nothing you can do with that. Westbrook takes the challenge and will take on all comers.
Outside Porter. To the inside. Claxton with the bucket.
Boy, something so good about a perfectly placed lead pass. That is nice.
Westbrook up top. Claxton covering. Westbrook passes to Achua. Now here's DeRozan. Over Porter. And it's DeRozan missing.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
Here's Clowney. He has yet to score. The drive by Powell. There's a screen by Porter. And Clowney can't get it to go. The Kings trail by 3. To the wing right side. Now, here's Achua. Boy, he was something else against Utah. Westbrook with the bucket.
Boy, hard to operate any more efficiently than this guy has this quarter.
Powell outside. Pass to Traore. There's Porter with the 3. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And Doug Christie wants a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. And here we have the 2K leaderboard showing us the teams with the best free throw percentage during the past month. Fourth, the Kings.
And they've had a lot of success at the free throw line, converting those at a high level. So I'd look for them to continue to attack the rim.
And here's Westbrook. 7 points in the game. Pass to Monk. DeRozan in the corner. 6 on the shot clock. Over Porter. Sacramento again missing. Nets leading by 3. Oh, Claxton in position. Hammers the alley-oop through.
I mean, this guy is as good a vertical threat at the rim as there is. Great finish by Nick Claxton.
Right side Westbrook. And another assist for him.
And he continued his climb up the all-time assist leaderboard.
You're right, now he's tied for 5th most ever. What a career. And a wide open look for Porter. No good on the triple.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Monk dishes to DeRozan. And they double up DeRozan. It's good from long range. 7 points in the game.
Good eyes from DeRozan, playing inside out.
The Nets have gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks. Here's Traore. Hasn't made one yet. Can't connect from 13 feet out. Sacramento's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Outside DeRozan. Pocket 6. And he hits the jumper. Well, he's been waiting for that for a while.
Not a good start for him offensively. Just 2 of 8 from the field, but his confidence has not waned.
Here's Traore. Driving to the basket for 3. Williams. Rebound by the Kings. And this is their first time matched up with Brooklyn this year.
And just couldn't make the most of their meetings last year. Ended up splitting the season series.
Well, that sends a clear message to the defense. Russell Westbrook up high in a strong finish.
1:14 left to play in the first quarter. Porter, no luck.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Outside Westbrook. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And it's a 6-point Kings lead.
Well, this guy is so special. On the attack on the interior, this guy is seeking contact. He doesn't want to avoid it.
Here's Porter. Got it. Good job in the low post. Porter's got 17 now.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Left side, DeRozan. 35 seconds left in the first. Pass to Westbrook. From deep. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Traore gets the bucket.
And that's what you like to see right there. A solid move to give himself some room and take it inside.
Now DeRozan. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game. Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the way in. And the Kings lead by 7. And so it's Sacramento heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. We've got more in store for you right after this. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And let's quickly break down the game we've been watching for the Kings, guys.
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
We've got Baldwin, Malik Monk out there with Carter, and it's Plowden in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. Now, here's Monk. Scoreless thus far. Pass to Plowden. And it's off from three-point range. The Nets trail by 5. And going back a bit, the Nets regaining a lot of their draft pick stores from the Rockets. One of the more interesting trades that we've seen.
Well, they gave away a ton of those picks to acquire James Harden when they believed they had a championship window. And now in recovering them, Brooklyn able to benefit from the draft to try to position themselves for that all-important rebuild.
It's tipped, and it'll be Sacramento as it goes out of bounds. The Kings retain possession. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Baldwin.
Number 7, Doug McDermott.
Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Here's Carter. Got a hand on it, and they get it back. Monk for 3. Sarov with the rebound. Nets trail by 5. Pass to Williams. Shot clock at 6. The Nets working the ball around now. Here's Mann. That 3 off target had some space there after the little pump fake. Here's Plowden. Back to McDermott. Carter kicks to McDermott. Here's Monk. And then Monk with the dunk.
Monk has some bunnies on it. I mean, he leaps up there with ease to throw that one down. The D has got to be a little bit more aware of his athleticism.
Here's Wolf. Still without a basket. Here's Williams. Buries it down low.
Bang, bang. Doesn't get much simpler than that.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Monk sets the screen for Carter. Pass to McDermott. The tray. A rebound by the Nets. Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Thanks a lot, guys. Those who've worked with Nets coach Jordi Fernandez rave about his people skills. He said, quote, "Am I very good at it? I don't know, but I try because I think it's important. When you have that relationship, especially in the tough moments, is when you can break through and be successful. Without it, it's tough, so you try to build it." Back to you.
Thank you, Allie. Now here is Carter. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. McDermott for 3. Wolf grabs the miss. Nets trail by 5. Pass to Wilson. Here's Sarov. A three-pointer off the mark. Sacramento's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. That's good from McDermott on the assist from Carter. McDermott's got the lead up to 7 now for the Kings. Here's Wilson, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Might be undersized for a 4, but that vertical more than makes up for it.
And Doug Christie wants a timeout. He's ready to talk things through with them. Brooklyn making some changes. He's checked in, and Porter subbed in for Wilson. Kings leading now by 5. Outside DeRozan. In the corner, it's Monk. Pass to Clifford. DeRozan with it. Coming in off a 41-point performance last game out. Here's Clowney inside. Lets it fly. And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
And he's just adept at scoring in so many ways. It's clear Porter very comfortable operating inside.
Outside DeRozan. GA, you hear about 3-level score. But is it just 3 levels?
Great point. Kevin, you've got guys with that deep range, and there's a difference between the mid-range game, those floaters, the little 12-footers, and those deep twos as well. So maybe 5-level score is complete. Think of like a 5-2 player in baseball.
Buries it from 3-point range. Porter's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And even after all those 3-pointers he hit in that first quarter, it looks like the D still didn't learn its lesson as they've left him open for another one.
Now, here's Monk. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Clifford can't get it to go. And it's Porter with the ball for the Nets. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. Start a 3-game homestand with that game. DeRozan on the wing. On the wing, Monk. Shot clock at 5. A floater. It's hauled in by Michael Porter.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
The Nets working the ball around now. Now, man, still scoreless. Here's Porter, and it's Brooklyn scoring again.
And we are seeing the makings of a masterpiece here, guys, from Porter. A threat to score from anywhere within the half court.
And Doug Christie wants a timeout, looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. So both teams making some changes here. As the playoffs near, let's take a look at the Eastern Conference standings. Taking a look at Brooklyn, it's been a rough season for them. The good news is the lottery is only a couple months away. Now, here's Westbrook. He's got 14. Outside DeRozan. And that one, good. DeRozan's got 4 points in the quarter.
So determined is DeRozan as he has piled up a ton of points in this league.
Outside Porter. Claxton is screen on DeRozan. Porter, no luck.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Pass to Westbrook. There's the pick. Back to Achua. 6 to shoot. Lets it go with a 3. And Russell Westbrook good for 3. Now it's a 5-point Kings lead.
And we've seen this offense step back into 3-point land a little bit more in this quarter.
Claxton, an elite finisher at the rim.
And again, another assist.
And he continues to pile up assists. This guy is magic with the ball.
One of the greatest passers we've ever seen. Now 5th on the all-time assist list. Pass to Traore. Out to Powell. It's deflected. It's stolen by DeRozan. Lays it in off the breakaway. DeRozan's got the lead up to 7 now for Sacramento.
How about the acceleration of DeRozan on the break? Just beats everyone down the floor for an easy opportunity.
And here's Porter. Claxton sets the screen for Porter. And a miss there on the triple.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Pass to Westbrook. shoots from the right block. And again, it's Sacramento converted.
Well, once he's feeling it, defense starts to get a little bit uncomfortable. Russell Westbrook cooking right now.
Here's Torrey. Happy to see that one go in for his second make in 5 attempts.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Westbrook feeling it out a bit. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Russell Westbrook is an elite talent. He knows how to make tough shots.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And from the line, he's knocking it down about 71% of the time, and that's a percentage that needs to go up.
Free throw no good for Westbrook. And in a little over a decade, the Nets, GA, having to rebuild from the ashes of 2 super team iterations.
The short time span between shows how quickly they can turn things around. And with a treasure trove of picks in the coming years, they look to climb that mountain once again. And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm.
Back to Westbrook. Right wing. Shoots the 3. It's hauled in by Claxton. Claxton's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Outside, Porter. Pass to Torrey. Powell with a screen on Westbrook. Now here's Powell. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Aggressive move in the painted area just makes some things happen.
And here's Westbrook. He's got 21. Pass to Clifford. Powell with the steal. Here's Torrey. Claxton with it. 6 points for him. And here is Powell. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. No good from outside. Kings leading now by 5. Here's DeRozan. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Pass to Clowney. Powell with the bounce pass. It's Porter outside.
You have to love that effort, getting after the basketball, fighting for a possession.
Now Westbrook. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Porter with a block.
Good work on the defensive end for Porter Jr. Timing things just right there to get the block.
Pass to Powell. Here's Torrey. Fires for 3. Clifford pulls it in. Outside Westbrook. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Well, for the most part, they've taken care of the ball. I mean, that's one of the few mistakes they've made in what has been a good half.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
Porter finds Claxton. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
Kings ball.
Kings leading now by 7.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Well, it's trying to close the quarter strong, and by that, take a great shot without giving them an opportunity for another one down the other end.
Outside DeRozan. Again, the miss by the King. And so it's the Sacramento Kings bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. We come back right after this.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shots. Drum line. They're thinking about the shots. Give it up for the participants.
Welcome, everybody. The story tonight has been a solid showing through the first half for the Sacramento Kings.
Hey, living in the paint is good living. Take it from me.
Yeah, this team doesn't settle. They're aggressive and they're physical. It's impressive to watch.
And now, as the regular season marches on, here's how things look in the West as we near the final stretch.
Checking out the Kings. They've wanted this to be a turnaround season. They have a few building blocks, but the roster construction is not complete. This front office has some tough decisions to make.
And that is a wrap. Now let's send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Really an incredible game from Michael Porter.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on them from deep here. Talk about dialed in.
Well, he's in a great rhythm, looking comfortable and confident.
Nets trail by 7. Starting off the second half, here's Jordi Fernandez's 5. Porter and Clowney up in the forward spots. Torrey is out there with Powell, and it's Claxton in at the 5. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Torrey. Shoots. Sacramento grabs the miss.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
To the middle. Outside Westbrook. Lets the 3 fly. Powell pulls it in. And so it's Powell who brings up the ball for the Nets. They trail by 7. Pass to Torrey. Powell outside. There's Porter with the 3. Cans it from downtown. Porter's got the first points to start out the third quarter for Brooklyn.
And such a sharpshooter from outside the arc. Porter just superb at knowing when to fire from deep. Taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Outside Porter, the 3. No good on the shot. Kings leading now by 6. Achua the pass to Westbrook. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Pass to Clifford. And the rejection by Claxton. Here's Clowney. Good, and a nice assist from Porter.
Hey guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
There's a screen by Achua. And he's going up for the alley-oop. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Well, with a little style is the vertical threat that is Precious Achua. That's a precious finish.
Pass to Porter. Here's Torrey. He's covered by Westbrook. Here's Torrey over Westbrook. Off target on the 15-footer.
Boy, he's trying to give this team a spark, but the bucket simply will not go down.
And DeRozan kicks to Achua. Sacramento moving it around. DeRozan against Porter. Oh, and the jam by DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan, opportunistic right there, showing he can be a vertical threat.
Outside Porter. Pass to Clowney. Oh, good with the triple.
I'll tell you, that's one he typically will make. The defense gets away with one.
Here's Achua. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Just tremendous concentration by Precious Achua. You can't play defense any better. That's just great offense.
First team foul.
What's up?
At the line for your Kings, Precious Achua. Shooting 1.
On the free throw, no good.
Yeah, guys, at 6'8", Precious Achua hits the boards with ferocity and with abandon. He brings tremendous energy to whatever team he's playing for.
And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Thank you, Kevin. LeBron James talked winning teams. He said to be successful, you got to have one, possibly two stars, but at the end of the day, you have to have those soldiers around them. You got to have the supporting cast and the rest of those guys that are going to be ready to go. Back over to you, Kevin.
Yeah, but team effort. Allie LaForce with that report. Great job as always, Allie. Thanks. And Doug Christie wants a timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out.
With the break in the action, let's look at the stats for DeRozan. He's averaging about 19 points per, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And what an impact he makes for them on that offensive end.
Right, he can do a little bit of everything for this team, and it shows when you look at the scoreboard.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Here's Clifford. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Pass to Torrey. It's Powell on the wing. DeRozan defending. Count that one. Porter's got 29 in the game.
That mid-range distance, not a problem for Porter Jr. Such a smooth release.
Outside Westbrook. 6 to shoot. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
The motor of Russell Westbrook is absolutely amazing. This guy stays with his shot even through the tough contact.
In a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Kings.
They've been playing some really physical offense, just attacking the paint as much as possible. And I tell you what, they have been very successful with that strategy.
I think tonight has also, guys, been about the lost art of the mid-range jumper. If you utilize that in-between game right, there's plenty of value in it.
Pass to Porter. Claxton a screen on DeRozan. Porter passes to Claxton. Off with the layup.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Here's DeRozan. Brooklyn with the rebound. To the paint. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Achua. DeRozan on the wing. 14 points for him. Right side, Westbrook. Banked in off the glass. Westbrook's got the lead up to 11 now for Sacramento.
Boy, let's remember, Russell Westbrook has an MVP trophy in his closet. This guy is working right now. You've got to get into him and make it tougher.
Here's Clowney. Back to Porter. In the corner, Powell with it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Takes a 3. And there's Porter on the assist by Powell. Porter's got 8 points in the quarter.
And you know what? He's really been one of the few bright spots for them, trying to will this team to victory.
Back to Westbrook. Pass to DeRozan. The three. And he's good on the three ball. DeRozan's got 17 now.
Get it off before the defense can respond. DeMar in the catch-and-shoot game.
Here's Traore. He's got 6. It's Porter outside. It's all in by Achua. Achua's got his 4th rebound in this one. Outside Westbrook. Achua in the corner. To the left side wing. Clifford. No good on the 3. Nets trail by 11. Pass to Traore. Powell outside. Now Claxton. It's Porter outside. Good on the three-point shot. Porter's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Just doing what he can. He's competing and he's converting.
And he has really kept them in this one. The high effort level. Now the rest of the team has got to step up.
Here's Westbrook. Brooklyn with the rebound. Clowney's got 7 rebounds in the game. Powell outside. Pass to Clowney. Now here's Porter. They set the pick. Offline with his 3. Kings leading now by 8. Now Westbrook. Now here's Achua. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. And that one's good. Westbrook's got 7 points for the quarter.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Pass to Traore. It's Porter outside. Connects again from distance. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
And here's Westbrook. 28 points for him. Lays it up and banks it in. Westbrook's got 30 points.
Boy, it hasn't mattered what the defense has tried. He has had every counter. What a great night.
Nets passing it around. Here's Clowney. Pass to Porter. Here's Clowney. Here's Traore. And the 3 off target.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
And here is Achua. Left side Westbrook. That's tipped. Here's Traore. 6 points for him. Top of the key, Claxton. Sacramento grabs the miss. Outside Westbrook. Up top, Achua. Back to Westbrook. Launches it. A rebound by the Nets. Claxton's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Driving the lane. Powell feeling it out a bit. Near the three-point line, it's Porter. It's hauled in by Achua. Achua's got 6 rebounds in the game. 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And so, Jordi Fernandez decides to call timeout. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. Some of the great passing small forwards in the NBA on your screen right now. These are the assist leaders at that position in the past month. In the 3rd spot, DeMar DeRozan.
And these are some of the best teammates you're ever going to want. Very unselfish players at a position where you don't see a lot of offensive facilitating.
Well, you see plenty of that when any of these guys are on the floor. They're each very good at keeping their options open, trying to find the best possible shot on every trip, and no individual agendas. That's crucial.
Outside Williams. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
There's 1:26 left to play in the third. And DeRozan kicks to Carter. From outside, off the mark. Nets trail by 11. Here's Wolf. No scoring in this one. Man finds Williams. Trying to end the drought. And the layup is good.
How about the burst in that first step, just right to the rim?
Kings leading now by 9. Monk looking around. There's 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's DeRozan, and he uses the glass on the layup. And that's now 19 points for DeMar DeRozan.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Wolf passes to Porter. Fires from deep. That shot, no good.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the three ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against him.
Here's Monk. Good, nice job down low. Monk's got his second bucket of the night.
Anytime Monk gets room to shoot, especially inside, he's such a crafty guard who you want to see pulling the trigger from inside.
Here's Saroff. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for the King. And his big game just keeps getting bigger. That quarter sees him get over 30 points. Back to the action in just a minute. The fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Sacramento leading by 13. Carter out there with Malik Monk. Then it's DeRozan. And it's Plowden in at the small forward position. That's the 5 out there for the Kings. Jacks up a 3. It's hauled in by Michael Porter. The Nets shooting here about 46% for the game. Pass to Saroff. Outside Williams. There's a good screen. A 3-ball. That shot missing.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
Carter with it. Williams picks him up. Here's Plowden. Off target with his 3. Nets trail by 13. Down low. Here's Mann. He gets that one.
Boy, that's exactly the look you're working toward, right at the rim.
Sacramento's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Pass to Plowden. Clock at 6. Now, here's Monk. He's tightly guarded, and the shot goes down.
And he's an explosive guard who isn't afraid to test the defense. Heads-up play there from Monk.
Now, here's Porter. Here's the 3. It's hauled in by Plowden. Pass to Carter. Monk, the pass to Carter. Kings moving the ball around. Takes the 3. The rebound by the Nets. Outside Porter. His 3-pointer's off the mark.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Here's DeRozan, and he banks in the layup. DeRozan's got 21.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Pass to Porter. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Here's DeRozan. Makes it off the glass. DeRozan's got 11 in the second half.
Well, DeMar DeRozan, when he's got his rhythm, is a very difficult cover. This guy is cooking right now.
Here's Saroff. Right side, Porter. And again for three.
He's got this defense scrambling, and even when they've got two guys on him, he just finds a way to create space.
And he's making some team history. He just tied the franchise record for three-pointers in a single game. Here's DeRozan. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so one free throw coming up.
I think I can make the case that DeMar DeRozan finishes through contact like a big man. This guy is tremendous at end-one opportunities.
Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Terrence Mann.
Find the lane. Find the lane. Good shot.
The consistency of DeMar DeRozan throughout his tenure in the NBA, it's incredible how consistently good on the offensive end he has been.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Good, another from three.
He's now set the team record for most threes in a game. Unreal.
And a lot of it stems from his confidence. Even when he misses, he's sure, he's positive the next one's going to go in. That one falls.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's Saroff. Porter passes to Claxton. Back to Porter. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Outside DeRozan. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Nick Claxton.
Well, we talk about the offensive prowess of DeMar DeRozan. Clever use of the up fake and gets him to draw the foul. Nicely done.
2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good.
DeMar DeRozan does a little of everything, folks. He's known as a scorer, but make no mistake, this guy can pass it and he can board it.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Powney's checked in, and it's Powell in for Zaire Williams. Good on the second free throw. Here's Traore. Powell outside. Pass to Traore. DeRozan against Porter. Claxton sets the screen for Porter. Off target from three-point range. Sacramento leading by 17. Here's Clifford. Now Achua. Here's DeRozan. Shoots. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got assist number 8 here in this one already. Here's Traore. Porter in the corner. Pass to Claxton. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. 8 points for Nick Claxton.
Come on now, that's a big-time bucket by Claxton. That was excellent defense.
Now DeRozan. To Westbrook. shoots over Torrey. Westbrook, no good. Nets trail by 17. Powell outside. Pass to Porter. Lets it go from deep. And again for three.
And this parade of threes has no end in sight. He just keeps knocking them down.
Oh, and that latest triple ties him for second for the most threes in a game. What a monster he's been from deep.
And it's a four-way tie now. Himself, Curry, Zach LaVine, and Dame Lillard.
Well, I think when DeRozan's involved, and obviously the pick and roll is almost always successful. He's got a great sense and knack to be successful in there.
Pass to Clowney. Here's Torrey. There's the triple. And DeMar DeRozan pulls it down. Now, here's Achua. D right on him. There's a screen by Achua. Clifford can't get it to go.
I'll tell you, this is not a game he'll want to individually remember, but they are positioned to close this thing out.
Porter in the corner. Pass to Clowney. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by the Kings. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Here's Achua. Westbrook wide open. He fires. Drills the three-pointer. Westbrook's got 33.
Knocks that one down. 4 triples for the night. 3 in the first half.
Powell outside. And here's Porter. And again, it's the Nets missing. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
I am simply blown away by his accuracy. He has made every shot, and what's most important, his team is winning.
What's up?
Well, going into a promising draft like this past summer, Greg, are losing teams trying to secure that lottery ticket to the stars?
Well, you look at the last, 4.5 decades worth of champions, only 5 of those teams were led by a player taken outside the top 7 in the draft. So you can see how teams are trying to draft so high.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know. Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
And we got a timeout here called by Jordi Fernandez. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. And one of our featured players tonight earns our player of the game, Russell Westbrook.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
He doesn't take over games like this very much, but it's always possible. And when he does, here at home, these fans love it. On defense, Sacramento, they lead by 24, their biggest margin. Powell outside. Shot to stop the run. Connects again from distance.
And of course it falls for him. That 3 pushes him into the history books.
Well, he is now tied for the most threes in a game. This is a night we will never forget.
In all those great shooting performances from Klay Thompson, well, this night belongs right there with him.
5 to shoot. DeRozan for 3. Torrey with the rebound. Nets trail by 21. Porter in the corner. Inside. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Again, what an avalanche!
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. Westbrook dishes to DeRozan. stolen away. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Powell, no one around him. Off target from outside.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Achua with it. Back to Westbrook. In transition, here come the Nets. Here's Powell. Puts it right back up and in.
Assisted by Clowney.
Sacramento leading by 17. Now Westbrook.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Here's DeRozan. Jacks up a three. That one misses.
He needs to look to try to drive inside and get going. That outside shot is simply not there.
And looking a lot better now, but still a long way to go to get back into this one.
Yeah, but this run started with tighter execution at both ends, and that'll need to be maintained for them to have a chance to take the lead.
Here's Westbrook. The 8-footer. And it misses. And here are the Nets. Right now, they're on a 9-0 run.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Kings.
They simply ran them off the court.
They set the pace, and their transition game was executed flawlessly.
And so they'll stretch their victory total to 19 on the season.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Russell Westbrook.
This guy's vision was on point all night. He kept everyone involved.
Now Claxton, knocked loose. Achua inside. Yeah, count it.
Convincing lead with very little time remaining, and the fans are pumped.
Well, they're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
Porter outside. Just 5 to shoot. Powell buries the deep ball.
3.
Now here's Westbrook. And so it's Sacramento easily grabbing this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So for Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us. And now our player of the game, Russell Westbrook.